Hello, hello everybody, and welcome again. Anybody getting tired of me? This is 3 times today. So welcome to Crafty Hour number 20. So this one, we are playing with the Hunkydory deco toppers. So hopefully you guys were able to join Deanna this morning, so you all have the correct kit selected. Change resolution on my computer. So hello, hello, and hopefully Facebook behaves this time. On that. It has been a busy day, so I'm sorry for those of you that are tired of listening to the sound of my voice. It's 3 times the charm. So hello everybody and welcome to Crafty Hour number 20. So hopefully everybody grabbed their kits so they can craft along with us. I'm going to give it a couple minutes while everybody jumps on and joins us. The eyeballs are still growing. And we are playing with the Hunkydory kit tonight. We are going to be creating 3 different cards, and I kind of did each one, in different ways. So the first card, we're going to do a traditional Hunkydory card with all the layers. The next one, we are going to do a Hunkydory card with bits of the topper. We're not going to use the backer piece, just the topper. And then the last one, we are going to do like a peekaboo kind of window where we're only using one part of the toppers. So the toppers can be used in lots of different ways. I know some of you think, oh my gosh, it's so high. How am I ever going to ship that thing? You either hand deliver them or you can use them in bits and pieces. And then like on this one, I used short foam dots, the 108. And then on this one, I use the high foam dots, which we call the 54. And this is going to be a pillar card, so it does squish flat, or flat-ish. So you can put it in an envelope and it pops back up. And then this last one, we're going to be using a piece of acetate and the paper with just part of the backer. And it's going to be like a little peekaboo window where you have those. So we're going to do 3 different kinds of ways, and then you're going to have tons of pieces left over that you can make more cards that are similar or use kind of the same style, and by using the bits and pieces. So we're going to show you how to get the most bang for your buck out of those toppers. And I think if you read the packaging, it says like 12 cards. You could probably get 24 to 36 cards out of it by just using bits and parts and pieces of the toppers and not put them all together. So how is the feed looking for you guys? I changed the resolution on mine. It was kind of acting funny. I don't know what it is with Facebook today. So I changed the resolution hoping that it fixes it on my side. I'm waiting to see somebody comment and see if it's okay on your guys' side. I don't know what the Facebook gods are doing today. I updated everything, all the apps, everything. So it should be doing great. I know, Facebook's been cranky today. Okay, seems okay for all you guys. Then we're going to get going. I don't know why it's acting funny on my computer, but that's okay. Go out and log back in. Okay. I don't know. Good old Facebook. Okay, so the first one we're going to start with is going to be a traditional, what I call traditional Hunkydory card. And but it's going to be a little bit different. So Deanna does the easel card today where she showed you and it makes like an A-frame. We're going to do like a backwards easel card. So ours is going to open up like this. So it's like a Z card almost. It's going to be like a backwards easel card. So when it pops up, it's going to pop up like that. Okay, so a little bit different than what Deanna did. Backwards is the only way I can explain it on that. So what you're going to need is Dun, da, da, da. You're going to need, I had you do some white cardstock bases. So you're going to need a white piece of cardstock that is 5 by 10. 5 by 10 for your white cardstock. And this is going to be the base of your card. Okay, looks like we're good for everybody, so we're going with it. Okay, so we're going to do 5 by 10. And that's your white card base. I had that on the homework, so you guys should have probably already had that cut. Next, we're going to score it at 5 inches. So that is just making it fold in half. Okay. 5 inches, just making it fold in half. And then just like Deanna did on her easel card, but ours is going to be backwards, but same thing, same idea. You're going to score it at 2.5. So I'm just going to, actually it doesn't matter, flip it. So you're going to score it at 2.5. So we have a score at 2.5 and a score at 5. 2.5 and 5. So we're going to fold it in half. So it opens like a regular card. And then we're going to back fold it. Back fold it so it makes like a Z. So your card should look like that. And that's your card base. Easy peasy. Then we need to do our gold paper. We had you pull gold cardstock. I think for crafty hours, we should just say always have piece gold cardstock on hand because it seems like that is our go-to. So your gold cardstock is going to be 4 7/8 by 4 7/8. So it is going to be squared. So what we are doing is we're just making our matting pieces. These are our matting pieces. So 4 7/8 by 4 7/8. Okay, so this piece is going to go right in the center of the inside of your card with a little bit of white all the way around it. And I'm not going to glue it down yet because we'll go ahead and cut our other gold pieces. Okay, so then the next one for gold is 4 7/8, which we're already at 4 7/8. We already got it, nailed it. Now we're going to go to 2 3/8. So 1, 2, 3. 2 3/8. And we're going to need 2 of those. And those pieces are going to go right here. 1 here, and then 1 on the top. So we need 2 of those. Two 2 3/8 by 4 7/8. And now I'm not sure if Facebook is showing me comments. Okay, so hopefully everybody got that, got those measurements. We're going to go ahead and glue those in. We are still, I am down to like my last 1/4 inch of my Helmar 450. We are still waiting on it to arrive. We're told that it finally has made it to the ports, but because of the Canadian strike that's going on right now, it is stuck in Vancouver. Stuck in, oh, I can see you, Deanna, so we do have comments. Everybody's just being quiet and working. Everybody's being quiet and working. I love it. Okay. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we should have our Helmar soon. Yes. Deanna definitely offered it to go get it, and for some reason, they don't think we're funny. I don't know why not. I think we're funny. We would totally offer to go grab it. But they do not think we are funny. Oh, it's resolved. Okay, perfect. Hopefully that means it is shipping. But now it has to go all the way over to the East Coast and then be distributed back out. So hopefully it's only a couple more weeks. I know Deanna and I both ordered pallets, so we should have pallets of the Helmar 450 coming in. And there is going to be a new size. There's a size that is going to be, I don't remember what it is, but it's bigger than this one. This is the 4 ounce. I think it's an 8 ounce maybe, double the size. So there's a new big size coming. So I'm excited about that. So make sure to stock up for Christmas, because who knows how much longer it'll take to get a reorder in from them. Oh. So excited about that. Okay, so there's your gold. That's the inside of your card. You've got your gold pieces down. Oh, sorry, Lynn, that it's still messing up on you. What I did for the video, if you click on the 3 dots at the top, or if you're on your computer, it looks like a little metal gear. If you click on that, it's settings, and then you can click video quality or quality resolution, and if you lower it, it seems to fix it. Lower it to a lower resolution. I don't know why Facebook is doing what it's doing. Okay, so we can set that piece to the side. So now what we're going to do is our pattern papers. Our pattern papers are going to go on the inside of it. So we're going to grab the pieces that look like a house. This little guy right here. And we're going to cut this corner, we're going to cut right here, and we're going to put this little guy in the corner. So our pattern paper is going to be 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. 4 3/4, and then we're going to flip it so our house is sideways to 4 3/4. So that house piece, and we won't glue it yet, we'll just go ahead and cut the other pieces, is going to go right there on top of that gold. So you should have a little bit of gold showing all the way around it. And then our second piece we're going to cut is our pattern paper. It's already at 4 3/4. You're going to have a little like piece right here. We're going to chop that off. So you're going to flip it, and we're going to cut it at 2 1/4. 2 1/4. Okay, 2 1/4. So that piece is then going to go on top of your next gold, and then we need one more piece from that. So we're going to cut another piece on this, and I want it kind of looks like a cobblestone or a brick. We're going to put this sideways at 2 1/4. And then again, it's going to have a little kind of hanging chad. We're going to chop him off, and it's going to be 4 3/4. So this one right here, 4 3/4 by 2 1/4. So all those pieces are just going to lay nicely in there. Okay. I don't know, Facebook keeps doing all these little blips on us. We might have to look into StreamYard and see if the streaming has less issues than the Facebook streaming direct. I don't know. Hello, Marcy. Having fun at reunion with friends. Awesome. Well, thanks for tuning in. Have a drink for us. You can always catch up on the next one, Gan. You can just wait for the next card and get caught up on that one. Okay, so there's what we have so far. We've got the inside and our 2 panels. We've got our gold and we've got our pattern paper down. There's all our measurements right here. And we're good on that. So then we need the house topper. This one's going to be the house topper is what we need. House topper. So what this is going to do is we're just going to fasten it at the top because that easel, see how it easels? So we're just going to put foam tape at the top. The way I do this is your piece is going to go on here right like that. So the way I do it, so I know where the pieces go without putting it in the wrong spot, I flip mine over. So flip it like a book. And I'm going to put foam tape right here at the top. And then that way I know not to put it down here because that is on the flipping mechanism. And I'm going to use low foam tape. You can use high foam tape. You can use whatever you want. The low foam tape is the 108 is what I call it. The 108 tape. Okay, and then I'm just going to stick it on right there. 108 tape. And then on your piece also, we have this piece that says Mini Happy Return. Sit back, enjoy your special day. That's going to be our little easel stopper. And our easel stopper, he actually has a function. He's going to be the stopper for our easel piece. So I'm going to put the higher foam tape on that. So that one is what I'm calling the 54, the higher tape. Because he actually has a function. So we want it to have a little ledge and kind of grab it. And then we're just going to foam tape it down there so when your house pops up, it's going to stop it. It'll stop it right there. And I'm going to come down right above the little fence that's there, kind of make sure she's straight. And then there's your stopper. Okay, and there's our first card. So I'm not going to do the toppers yet because on this one because I think my next card, the pillar card, is going to take more time to do. So if we have time, we'll come back to this one. But the only thing that you do now is you pop out all the pieces, traditional, I think we have time. We're just going to pop out all the pieces and do traditional hunky-dory. So what you do is you play matchmaker. So you start with the first one that has the most image on it. The most image on it. And I'm going to use low foam tape on this. You can flip it to the back. That way you can see if there are any pieces that need to be popped out, or if you need to take your scissors and kind of match those. And then basically what you do is you play matchmaker and it lines up perfect with that image underneath. I use a combination of the strips and a combination of the little squares. It just depends on how big the piece is. By using the strips, you can cover a bigger surface faster. And then we just play matchmaker. And you know what? Now that I said we're going to do them all, I think we're going to skip and go to the next one because I want to make sure to get all 3 cards in, and we can always come back and finish popping the pieces, because that's the easy part. You're just playing matchmaker. There you go, matchmaker. And then you will just repeat playing matchmaker, and each time you put a layer down, you're going to lose a little bit more of the layer underneath it. Okay, does that make sense? Perfect. So that is card number 1. These are the from the Spring is in the Air collection from Hunkydory that we're playing with. And there's card number 1. A cute little opposite easel card. And then, so I did the topper pieces, and then at the top I did put one of the little sentiments too that is on that piece. And I just did some low foam tape on him. Okay, so next up, we're going to do the floral. The floral is next. The floral, that's the pink one. And this one we're going to do a little different, because I looked at this one and I just thought I liked it without the backer. So we are not going to use that backer piece we just used on the other one. And we're going to turn it into a pillar card so it stands up. Now, pillar cards traditionally are equal on all 4 sides. But I didn't want it really tall, but I did want it wide because I wanted to be able to have room to put my pattern paper. So I did not do a traditional pillar card on here. I did different measurements. So make sure we're going to do a lot of scoring on here, but we're going to have different scoring. So my pillar card is kind of short and fat compared to a traditional pillar card. So you need a piece of white paper, and we're going to cut it 10 by 6. 10 by 6 on a piece of white paper. And this was on your homework to already have pre-cut, so you probably already have that. I'm just going to cut mine really quick. And now we're going to leave it in our trimmer this way. So we're leaving it in the long way, and we're going to do all the scoring now. So our first score, and I always do my small ones, if it's less than an inch, I do them backwards. I do them on this side of my trimmer because when it's sticking out the other way, I can't line it up perfect. So your first score is going to be 1/4 of an inch. Very small, just 1/4 of an inch. This is like our little hanging chad. So 1/4 of an inch. Then we're going to jump to 1 inch. And now I'm going to flip my paper because now we have to go with the larger pieces. So there's my 1/4 of an inch we just did. There's my 1 inch that we just did. Now we're going to do 2 inches. Okay, so we're at 2 inches. Now we're going to go to 2 3/4. 2 3/4. Then we're going to jump way over to 7 1/4. 7 1/4. We're going to go to 8 inches. We're going to go to 9 inches. And we're going to go to 9 3/4. So you should have a piece that looks like this. We got an itty bitty, a medium, large, medium, a big gap, a medium, large, medium, itty bitty. Okay, so now we're going to go and score it. So all of these are valleys. We are going to turn them into mountains. And we're also, before we fold it, we're going to put some score tape on here. And I think you guys call it suquang tape. We call it score tape. I'm just using 1/8 of an inch. Oops. And we're going to put it on those 2 outer edges. 2 outer edges is going to get that. Okay, everybody got it? I don't see any questions, so I think we're doing good. And now we're going to fold all of these, our valleys, into mountains. So I flip mine over, I score, and we're just going to score along every single one of these. Okay, so you have something looking like that. I'm going to flip it to the other side, and we're going to score it, score, score, and score. So you have something that kind of folds up looking like that. Now, the trick with this is you need to make sure your pillar is perfectly square. So if you were just to take this and be like, ooh, I think my score tape goes there, and it's not perfectly square, it's not going to fold right. It's not going to close down. So I found the trick to it is to, you're going to take your pillar, and your first one, the skinny one, goes under. Your second one goes straight. Your third one, you fold in half. So basically what it's doing is you're going to, this is how when it folds flat, it goes flat. So we're going to peel that tape off. And I always like to peel my tape and do just a little flag. A little flag. So that little flag means nothing's going to grip and grab, so I can put it where I need it, and then I can pull that strip and press, and then open it up, and it's going to be a perfect shape, your perfect square. It will lay flat and lay perfect every time. So we're going to repeat that on the other side. We're going to make just a little hanging flag. We're going to fold over the little guy. We're going to skip the second one, and then the third fold is where we're going to fold it in half. Whoops. And then my score tape's going to rip. Okay, so then when we lift it up, we have our perfect pillar card. And then she will lay flat. Lay flat, perfect. Yes, it's one of those that just perfect way to get it to land every time. So now we're going to go in and add our gold accents here. So we need our gold paper again. And we need to cut 2 of them that are 5 7/8 by 7/8. 2 of them you're going to cut that type. Oop, we're already, that piece is already 5 7/8. So now I got to cut it 7/8. 7/8. And this piece, anybody else have a bucket of golden discharge? It's going to go right there on top, and you're going to have a little bit of white all the way around it. A little bit of white. Oh, thank you, Frida. I'm glad. I always want you guys to pick up at least one hint or trick or something along the way. That makes me super happy. Super happy. Okay, so we need to do another one of those at 7/8 of an inch. And thank you for the feedback, because some days I feel like I'm talking to myself here. And then we're going to flip it and do 5 7/8. And that little gold, I guess I could throw that one away. Nope, he's going to my gold bucket. Never throw gold cardstock away. Okay, and then he's going to go right there on top. Okay, so both of these go right there on top. And we'll go ahead and cut out our pattern paper while we're at it. So I loved this piece of paper right here. I loved kind of how it had the green pattern on it. So on the left-hand side, we're just going to do the green pattern, and it is going to be 3/4 of an inch. And remember, I'm using my trimmer backwards. Anything less than an inch, I use my trimmer backwards. So it's going to be 3/4 of an inch wide, and then we're going to flip it and do it by 5 3/4. 5 3/4. I usually always cut my skinny ones first and then my larger sizes. That way you have less waste for your cards or your paper. Okay, and then again, we're going to use this because I loved this kind of transitioning into the flowers. 3/4 of an inch on that. And then we're going to flip it and do 5 3/4. 5 3/4. And I guess while we're at it, we can use our last piece. The last piece is going to go on the inside, your inside panel back here with the pink. And I did it just of all the pink. So you can cut it out of right here. You can cut it out of right here, kind of wherever you want. We're just going to cut a pink chunk that is 2 3/8 by 5 7/8. And one way to do this, I'm going to show you a trick. So if you have a trimmer that has this, you don't have to cut all the way through it, and you can get more out of your papers without making a full cut. I don't know if some of you have done that or not. But 2 3/8 is what we need wide. 2 3/8. So 1, 2, 3. That's 2 3/8 right there. And we need it 5 7/8 long. So I'm just going to go 5 7/8. And I'm going to stop. That looks skinnier. Hold on, let me double check my measurements. I think I just did a wrong. That looks skinnier than that. It is. It's skinnier than that. We will fix it. Nope, that's good. And then, sorry, and then we're going to flip it. And now we're going to take it to 5 7/8. And we're just going to cut to the 2 3/8 mark. So basically what we're doing is we just cut out that piece that we needed. So we didn't make a full cut because maybe we want to make a full cut here and get more out of it. Okay? So here are the pieces that we have. We have 2 gold pieces that are 5 7/8 by 7/8. 2 of those. Those are going to go right on the center. You'll have white all the way around the outside edge. Then we have 2 pattern pieces that are going to go right in the center of those. One of them has green. The other has the green with the pink on it. These are both 5 3/8 by 3/4 of an inch. Both of those. And then the pink one that's just going to fit nicely in the center, just like that, with a little bit of white, is 2 3/8 by 5 7/8. And then we'll just glue all these guys down. All these guys get glued down now. Did that get you fixed, Linda? And I didn't have you guys do the toppers at homework. Like I said, I used bits and pieces of some of them, and I didn't want you to have to pull them apart. Now, if you want to use the whole topper and do all the stacks and layers, go for it. You can absolutely do that. I just kind of wanted to show people different ways to use the toppers versus having to use all the layers on one card, because you can kind of spread the layers out over several cards since you have lots of paper and backgrounds and stuff to use. Okay, so now we're just covering all of those panels. Just kind of giving it a little bit of color and covering all those panels. Okay, now we're going to need our topper. So on this piece, we are going to use this one. It says, if friends were flowers, I'd pick you. We're going to pop that out. The rest of it you can use for a different card later. We're not using anything else on that page, just that one right there. Then we are going to start punching out stuff on this one. So go ahead and punch out all of the big ones. So there are 3 full-sized ones on here. And we're not using the backer one because the backer one doesn't have a hole in the center. And I wanted the hole in the center. That way we could see the background of the pillar card. We really wanted to see the background of the pillar. Right? You can, yeah, absolutely. Use the pattern paper, split up the toppers, and you can get 2 to 3 cards out of it instead of 1 card. So a lot more bang for your buck. Absolutely. Okay, so your 3 largest ones is what we're going for here. And I absolutely love that little bee. He was darling, but I actually didn't end up using him on my card. I might add him later. But this time I didn't end up using him. Actually, I'm going to poke him out so he doesn't get lost. Okay, are we done with the measurements? Can I move those out of the way? Okay, I'm going to move those out of the way. Now on these ones I did use the higher foam tape, so I used the 54 because I didn't use all the layers. So that's why I went with the thicker foam tapes. And I'm just going to use scars. So we're going to look for our base piece. Our base piece is going to be the one that has the most on it. The most. And I think that is going to be this guy right here. And then the next one. And sometimes you just have to layer them on top of each other to figure out which layer is which. So our first piece has a full bow. The second piece also has a full bow, but it has a little bit less of the background. And we are going to pop those on top of each other. Okay, then your next piece is going to have a little less bow on it. How are we doing on time? Oop. I have to pick it up a notch. I think we're good. Okay, and then our last piece just has part of a bow. Oops, I missed punching a piece out. If you flip them to the back, you can always see if you've missed something. Okay, so there are pieces there. I'm going to stop there, but on mine, first one, I did do one more layer. And the one more layer is the one that has a full kind of crescent moon here. And then there's a flower here, 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 and here. So I did one more layer. I didn't use all the little guys because I used them somewhere later. So when we put this on your card now, the trick is this needs to be able to fold flat. So what I did again is I flipped it over to figure out where my pop dots need to go. And I'm just going to put one there because he's going to be covered and one over here. Okay? Because we don't want anything in this area or it won't close down. And it's a little tricky, but I found the easiest way to do this is to peel it off. Maybe watch and then do. I flatten my card down. So I flatten my card to make sure it's flat. And then I put the wreath, and you can kind of feel your fingers where the pop dots are. I put the wreath on flat. That way, when it pops up, your pillar legs are the right length. It's proper. It's going to be proper square. So fold it flat and then add that piece on there. Okay, and then we have our If Friends Were Flowers. And I went ahead and did this one flat. It's going to go flat. So I just put score tape on each end of that. Because score tape is really strong and it's going to hold it down. It's not going to make it move or shift or do any of that. Thank you, Charlene. And then so when I peel that off, I'm going to do the same thing. So this goes all the way to the edge. And I'm going to stick it. And I'm going to peel off the other end. And I'm going to flatten it down. And I'm going to stick it. So when it pops up, it's not bowed or anything, and it's perfectly flat. Look at that. And you have a beautiful card that you can sit up on a mantle or sit up somewhere. And then since I didn't use all the layers on the flower, what I ended up doing was taking like this little cluster here. This little cluster right where my thumb is. We're going to take that guy. And then I took a single guy. Oh, right here. Right here in the center, we're going to take this single guy, pop him out. And what I did is I put them on pop dots and stuck them down here to kind of layer them up on that portion too, to kind of make it look clustery like the rest of the wreath. They do not match up perfect, but they don't have to. You just have a layer underneath it, and we're just adding a little dimension. And we'll just tuck that little flower in there. There we go. Perfect. How's that? Beautiful. Okay, I think we're good on the next card. Good timing. Okay, and like I said, I added one more layer to the top. You can go back and add those guys if you want to build it higher. If you want it this height, then you can just stop and use those guys on a different layer. Hi, Amy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, always trust us on Crafty Hours. We will always build you something beautiful and surprise you. Okay, last one is going to be this one. So now I'm going very non-traditional. So this, we're going to use pattern paper on the inside. We're going to use a piece of acetate to kind of peekaboo it so you see the base underneath it. Is that not cool? And I love this farm set. I loved it because sometimes everything's always girly. So I love that we had a little bit of masculine in this one. So you're going to need to cut your piece of cardstock 6 by 6 3/4. And this was homework, so you might have already cut it. I'm going to cut one here for you guys. 6 by 6 3/4. Trying to figure out how you waste the least amount of paper. 6 by 6 3/4. And then we're going to back it up and score it at 6 inches. Score it at 6 inches. So what we're going to have is this piece here. We're just going to fold it over. Just going to fold it over. So what that's going to do is it's going to give us a little flapper to attach our acetate to. We want to attach our acetate. So I had you grab a piece of acetate that's 6 by 6, and as always, I have the Dress My Craft acetate. I really like this. It comes in a pack and it's super affordable. I'm just going to take my score tape. I love using score tape with acetate. Sometimes when you use the liquids, it gets a little gushy or a little sticky. I'm going to make my little thing. Mine is a hair short because I was using a scrap, but yours is going to go all the way up to the top if you did 6 by 6. I'm using a scrap, so I'm just going to have to fudge mine just a hair. But I want to make sure it's lined up at the bottom, lined up at the sides, press, and then pull that score tape and press. And then that way it will always be straight and perfect. Oh, thank you, Linda. Thank you, thank you. I am not, Deanna is the queen of hunky-dory. I'm more of a, I see it as a challenge. How can I do non-traditional hunky-dory with it? And that's what I do. I do non-traditional hunky-dory. I see it as a challenge. Okay, we're going to grab this piece of paper right here, and this is going to be our focal point, this right here. So we're going to put it in the trimmer backwards, and put her in upside down, and we're going to cut it at 6 inches. 6 inches. And look, we have all of this that you can put other toppers on and use later. So there's a lot of usable stuff still here. Okay, then we're going to flip it. And I'm doing it just a hair, like a 1/7 of an inch, under 6 inches. And I did that because we're going to put this on the inside, and we don't want it to interfere with the card closing. So I'm going to do it, I did it just a hair under, just a hair under. And then that is just going to get glued to the inside of your card. Oh, thank you, Sharon. Thank you, thank you. I like to think that we both have unique different styles and ideas that kind of complement each other. And we like to give you all kinds of different hints and tricks and ideas along the way. And wait until you see tomorrow's Crafty Hour. Oh my gosh. It is going to be amazing. We have them in stock. They just arrived yesterday. And our distributor is already out of them. So when they are gone, they are gone. It is sold out already. So do not wait. When we announce it, it'll be 11 o'clock Central Time and 9 o'clock Deanna time, Pacific time. And when we go live, you guys are going to want to jump on it. Okay, so evidently I did not do the measurement on this one. So it's 6 inches. Let me just get my ruler out and see how tall. I forgot to measure and write this one down. By 1. 6 by 1. So we're going to cut, it's already 6 inches. We are going to cut the red to 1 inch. Ah, thank you. You guys are making me all flustered and blushing. Okay, so this piece is going to go right here on the top because this is going to hide our acetate now. So our acetate is on top of the white. We're going to put this red on top, and that is going to hide the acetate. Ooh, yeah, no, sorry, no sneaky peekies. You know I would if I had it with me, right? Oh, ice cream. I love ice cream. Okay, so I'm just putting score tape on there because it's quick and easy. Again, we're working on acetate, and score tape sticks to acetate really well. So that's what I'm sticking there. Telling you, we will not want to miss the announcement. Deanna's already made an event, and it's posted on both of our Facebook pages, and then I'm sure it's posted in the Crafty Hour Creations too. So make sure to click that you're going to the event, so Facebook will give you that reminder so you don't miss out. Okay, then we're going to go back to our pieces, and we're going to punch out this one right here. It says, wishing you a brilliant day. Brilliant. Oops, mine didn't want to punch out of there. Okay, we're going to take that guy, and then this one right here. This one right here. I was going to say, anybody see my scissors? But we haven't used scissors yet. Okay, so this piece, ooh, I got a little carried away with that one. He's going to go right along the top, right along the bottom of that red, and he's going to go from side to side on the red, and I put a little bit of foam tape on him, so we're going to pop him. And I love these strips. If you've not gotten these skinny strips yet from Scrapbook Adhesive, these things are amazing. They are great for shaker cards. I'm actually going to put it right here so I don't have to use more than I need. They're great for shaker cards. They're great for these strips. So if you have not grabbed them yet, grab a pack of those. They come in white and they come in black, and these are the skinny ones, but they also come in a double width. They come in a double width too. And if you haven't noticed, I love adhesive. And I feel like there's a proper adhesive for everything. That's why I have my little basket adhesive, so I can flip through and get the squares or the circles or the dots or the polka dots or the sticky thumbs. I just keep a basket of all of them on my table because you never know what you're going to need. Okay, so that guy goes along the top of the red, and you're going to go all the way across it. And then we'll just flip and snip the hangover. Snip the hangover. Yes, and if you want to go around corners and edges, take the release paper off, and they're flexible. They are flexible. Then this piece, the wishing you a brilliant day, I'm just going to put some liquid on him, and he's going to get glued on there. And I'm just going to kind of put it to the left, but centering these guys right here. Top to bottom, center it. My gosh, we are doing great on time, guys. Great on time. Okay, now it's time for our topper. or lack of topper. So you're going to have a piece that looks like this. This is your pieces. This one, has a scarecrow on it. We don't want that one. We want the one without the scarecrow. So without the scarecrow. The scarecrow has more background on it, and I wanted less background. It also has a door. I wanted this one that we punch the door off or out. Punch your door out. Okay? I'm just going to throw that in the trash. And then we're going to use foam tape. So this piece is going on the outside of your acetate. The outside, so it's like a little layer of peekaboo. And it's going to be foam tape, and look, it lines up perfect with that pattern paper in the background. I mean, nailed it. It's going to line up perfect. Perfect with that. And I'm just using the 54 here. So since I'm only doing one layer, I'm going with the high stuff. We're just going to go with the high stuff. And look at that. It's going to line up perfect with that piece. Okay. How cool is that? I thought that just kind of sang to me. I was playing with it. I'm like, what should I do with this? And then a light bulb came on. I was like, ooh, gotta get some acetate out because I don't have a shaker card. So I got to use acetate somewhere, right? And then the last thing I'm going to add was right here. Anytime I have an inverted little like ticket stub thing, to me, it needs a gem or a brad or a nail head or something. So I told you to get like some gold pearls or gold beads, whatever you have, grab it. These are the little pink fresh ones. I love the pink fresh because they're in these little Ziploc bags and you get like a bajillion in a pack. And these are just called Metallic Pearls Gold. Metallic Pearls Gold. And we're just going to find a fat one. And I'm just going to stick one. And I'm just using liquid glue. I'm just using the Nuvo. You can use art glitter glue. You can use Barely Art. Whatever you have. Liquid glue. And we'll just press and release. Press and release. And that's it. And I love the little trays too, because I spill these things all over the place, so they just dump right back in your little bag. Zip it up, and you didn't lose them, and you're not chasing them all over the floor. So that is the last card. Look at that. I got 4 minutes to spare. Sweet. So for your homework, you have after homework. Your after homework is add that extra layer here onto your wreaths, and then you've got that lovely pillar card. It's going to mush down flat for you. We've got the backwards easel card, and then we've got the little acetate card. So I hope I gave you some different ideas. I hope I inspired you to kind of go play with the toppers and make them your own. So Deanna used 3, I used 3. That leaves you 6 designs that you guys can still play with, and lots more toppers, bits, and pieces. So we can't wait to see what you guys do. Make sure to go over and join that Crafty Hour Creations Facebook group. It's going to have a tricky question. It's going to ask you, what's your home store? Either put Scrapbook-N-Memories or Clipper Street, and we will get you in the group. That's just kind of our way of keeping the spam down, because you know every time when we announce a new Crafty Hour, we get spammed for some reason by the same person. So tomorrow will be Crafty Hour number 22 announcement. It'll be 11 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Pacific. The event is already created, so you can click on that. And the event kind of has a little hint on there of what the next Crafty Hour is going to look like if you look at the picture. So I hope you guys had a great time. And thank you for joining both of us and taking an hour out of your time to come craft along with us. and have a fabulous day. Thank you so much, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.